And here's the video review for the MattyCollector prop ghost trap, the prop replica ghost trap from Ghostbusters. It comes in a box. You'll see some boxes in the pictures there at the beginning. Not really worth going over, but it just comes in a white shipping mailer and like a crate like the PKE did, packed in styrofoam. And here it is. It's okay. This does kind of echo in here, so we'll see. I'm trying to review space. It's a big open room, so we'll see how the sound comes out. Hopefully it's not too bad, because I'm trying to find light that doesn't switch or change or isn't blue. We'll see. But so anyway, here's what comes in the box. You get a little 6-foot cable here, which will attach to connects the pedal in the trap. You get a pedal, push it down, and it'll activate like this. Everything's a little cheaper than if you built one yourself, but it's a lot more functional. Like I said, the prop I made a couple years ago is a lot heavier, and the connectors aren't these big giant plastic things. They look more real, but it doesn't do everything this one does. And then you have the trap itself, which is a nice prop replica trap. You got the doors there, all the knobs. You can turn the knobs on the side. Very cool. A little switch up here to turn it on. Little LED. And then these little things right here you can actually pop off. This is the Ghostbusters 1 version with the silver bars. You can pop them off, and you do get red bars like in Ghostbusters 2. Visually they pop a little bit more, but they also look a lot more plasticky. And personally, and you can kind of see the dark spots here where the black plastic inside for the connectors kind of shows through. I much prefer the silver ones. I'm a much bigger fan of Ghostbusters 1 than Ghostbusters 2. Not that Ghostbusters 2 is horrible, but it wasn't as good as the first movie. I think we can all agree on that. So there's the trap itself. One of the other things that's neat is there's a little release button under here, so you can pull the cartridge out and have the handle just like in the movie when they stick it in the containment unit. So that's kind of cool. So to play with it, you just want to plug this one end of the cable here onto the pedal, and then another end right here into the back of the trap. And once that's done, you're ready to go. Now there's 2 modes on this thing. There's prop mode, which is designed just if you want to carry it around as part of your costume, and it's got some functionality to it, but it's not as in-depth as the movie mode. And you want to have that. There's this little switch right here. You have it turned down like that. Flip this on. Oh wait, that's my fault. That's actually movie mode. I did that backwards. So there's some sounds from movie mode. But anyway, have it horizontal. Flip this on. It won't make any noise. It just turns on. And then the trap itself, you just push on the pedal or step on the pedal, and the trap opens up. No lights at this point. You press it again, the lights will come on. Just the basic white lights will come on. It'll close the trap, like you're catching the ghost. Trap closes. This will light up here to indicate you have caught a ghost, and then the light will start blinking, as well as right here on the pedal. It'll blink here too. Now this mode is set up so once you've cycled through it, it does not automatically power down. The movie mode after a few minutes will power itself off. This will not power down. So at this point, or if you disconnect it, it'll power off. You can go ahead and disconnect the cable, and you can hang this on your belt with the flashing lights if you want, just to carry around as a prop if you're wearing your costume. And it even says that in the instructions, which I thought was nice, that they included a mode where you if you just want to have the light blinking and the yellow light on to make it look functional hanging off your belt, you can do that. And you can leave this attached if you want to. If you don't want to carry the pedal around with you, you just want the trap, you can do that. And that's really cool. Now, the other mode, as we mentioned, is movie mode. And that's where you're going to get a lot of the sounds and effects. So you turn it back on right there, you hear it power up. The LEDs on both of these light up. And then you just step on the pedal, and you get the white and red LEDs going here. Then just the red ones will go for a bit, and it'll stay open until you press the pedal again to close the trap. At which point you get the flashy glowy lights to represent the ghost being sucked in. The trap will close. This will light up just like before. Make a little noise. Lights will start blinking both on the pedal and the trap. then you'll start seeing some electricity lights going on in here. And you say you kind of electricity. And after a few seconds, you'll start to see like a little white light rove back and forth. It's supposed to represent the ghost trapped in the trap. And it'll bump around, and it'll even make the trap shake. We'll see if we can't get it to do that. Okay, there's all the electricity. And in a second here, you'll see the white light of the trap of the ghost. Yeah, see, and you hear the clicking. That's the wheels turning. Like, we'll leave it here. It'll shake a few times. It's kind of got a random shake pattern. But, so you can see the trap shake as the ghost attempts to get out. Let's see if we can get some good ones here going here. And it's just a random pattern. Sometimes you'll get 3 little shakes in a row. Sometimes it's just one. It just kind of, every time I turn it on, it's a different pattern. It's not the same pattern of shakes every time, which is kind of cool. See if we can get, yeah, so you can see it just shaking around there. And that's about, and it'll do that for 2 or 3 minutes, and then it'll shut itself off. Which is funny because if it shuts itself off when you turn the actual switch off, it'll make the power down sound again. So it just kind of shuts off the power's still going to it, but it shuts off all the extraneous. Yeah, see, there's the ghost moving around, and it's hard to see now because I'm holding it up, but it actually shakes these wheels, and that's what makes their trap shake. There's like a little motor under there. So just a really nice quality product. I'm really happy with MattyCollector for putting this out. It goes great with their PKE meter from last year. It goes great with the proton pack I built. There's some guys on GB Fans that are making custom holsters for these because on the prop trap I built, one, it's a lot heavier than this. It's all resin and it weighs a lot more. But there's actually a little sliding clip under here that slides onto the holster to make it more secure. And you can't really do that here because of the you can see the wheels moving there because of the bumping, because of the battery pack. So some guy's making a custom holster. I plan on picking one of those up so I can carry this around on my actual pack. Because my other trap is cool and the light blinks, but it's just a prop. It doesn't open or close. That was always something I meant to do. And then MattyCollector announced these, and I said, well, you know what? And there's the automatic power down, like I was saying. And then if you flip this, it'll do the power down sound again. Now it's actually off, but it does shut off the sounds after a few minutes. But yeah, really, really nice. This is why I shop at MattyCollector, because they make some really, really good stuff. And this is just amazing. I mean, like, I'm just absolutely thrilled that they sent me something this awesome. It's really, really cool. I really, really like it. It's just great. It's I cannot gush enough about this. It's just a really nice piece of kit. It's got, like I said, it's got the turning knobs. The prop effects. It looks really good in the dark. Like, close the dark room, and like in a dark room with like some fog effects, you could really get some really neat stuff going with this. And just a lot of function for a decent price. I mean, like, if you wanted to do something like this previously, buying the resin kits for the traps and putting in the electronics and everything, custom electronic kits and light switches and things like that, it would cost you a lot more than it costs for the $130 to buy this through MattyCollector. So thanks to them for putting out just such an awesome product. Thank you, Matty. This is exactly what I come to your site for. It's kind of a shame that they had to cancel the Ghostbusters collectors line for next year. But on the other hand, I kind of get that because, like, the first year it was great because it was Peter Venkman and you know, the first year of Ghostbusters releases was the main 4 guys, Walter Peck with a containment unit. You know, we got Louis Tully earlier this year, and they did some really good stuff. And then, but I mean, like, what else do you do with that? I mean, once you've got the main 4 guys, like, I don't need them in every single outfit they ever wore in the movies. I'm sure some people want that, but I can understand why that's not a viable, sustainable thing. So it's kind of a shame. But they've done the PKE meter, they've done the trap. What's next? Will they do maybe the Ghostbusters 2 PKE meter, the gigameter? I don't know if they'll do a whole proton pack. I just feel like a whole proton pack would, one, be way too big to ship. I mean, they're huge to ship safely and make it functional for cheap. I mean, like if this is $130, you're probably going to be spending like at least $500 to $600 on a proton pack by them, at least. And then the factoring the shipping cost of such a giant box. I don't know if it's reasonably within the realm of possibility for them to do a proton pack. I would like to see it. I would like to see how they integrated all that functionality. I've got one that I'm perfectly happy with. So I don't really need one, but I would love to see if they could tackle that challenge. But as it is, their props so far are really nice. This ghost trap is a lot of fun. Niblet's been playing with it all day. I was almost worried that it wasn't going to work, not because it was broken in any way, but just because the batteries would have died, because she played with it for hours today. It's just really, really neat. So thank you, Matty. Thank you for putting this together. It's really cool. Unfortunately, they're sold out, so if you want to get one now, you probably have to check on eBay and see if anybody's reselling them there, because they don't have any more at MattyCollector.com if you missed out. Maybe they'll reissue it. It's a great prop, and if they ever make it, I think if they ever get around to making that third Ghostbusters movie they keep talking about, you'll probably see reissues of a lot of the MattyCollector stuff. You'll see the PKE meter come out again. You'll see the Ghost Trap come out again. I don't know that for sure. That's just speculation based on if they actually make a third movie. But just really, really nice. I love the functionality. I love the lights. I love the way it shakes to indicate a ghost inside of it if you've got it in movie mode. And all in all, some nice detailing. I love the way that it functions with the pedal. And again, if you compare it to some of the props, like even the prop I built, which I didn't bring in because I couldn't carry two of these into work, I will take some pictures with it and post them on Twitter tomorrow, some comparisons of it. If you put them side by side, you can tell, like, this is all plastic, this is all plastic. It doesn't have the weight of the resin kit. It doesn't have the real transistors on it. The cable connectors are way bigger than the real-life connectors are, just for the functionality of just the plug-in, as opposed to, like, these are all plastic as opposed to separate pieces. It's all molded into one piece. But the way it all screws together, you could very easily add in your own, like, this is just a piece of plastic. You can put in your own ribbon cable. You could probably swap out a lot of these parts. Like this light is not as accurate on the trap. On the trap, it should have like a metal rim around it and be about that tall. So there's some variances from the actual prop, but for what you're getting and for the functionality of it, totally worth it. Like the differences between the actual prop models versus what you get here is not worth arguing over when you get this kind of functionality out of it. Really nice trap, really nice set. Like I said, if you're looking for one for a costume, see if you can't find one on eBay, because they're really worth checking out. But there it is, the MattyCollector Ghost Trap.